Hi guys, welcome back to my channel at P English Literature. It's been a week since I last made video book review, and I thought of making one today, and it's all about this book right in front of me, Whither by Captain R. Christopher German. It's actually an impressive novel, and I so much enjoy my time while reading through it. It is very, very interesting, and I love it wholeheartedly. This video is not very what's it called bright, so if you're watching either on your laptop or your phone, I would solely advise you to increase the brightness. Please do that, increase the brightness so you can see my ugly face very well. And so I'll be talking about Whither by Captain R. Christopher German. I also have an inscription of a quote from Abraham Lincoln. That's, if we could first know where we are and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do and how to do it. Abraham Lincoln. This book is actually available on Amazon. I left a link in the description part of this video if you would like to get a copy directly on Amazon. And before I move into my review on it is actually going to be a short one and a spoiler free. I would love to read to you the synopsis that was inscribed at the back page of the book. There wasn't a page for about the author. I cannot find something related to that, but I'm just gonna read the back, synopsis. So let's get into that. Simon Gate is a mid-mannered insurance agent from Stratford, Connecticut. Major Gawk Spiros is a war-weary ex-contractor for the US government. The two men met by accident and start a series of events that will lead them both towards a war that will attempt to reclaim America. By writing a plan, Gus commits to driving the bigotry from the heart and mind of the all right and rallying the extreme of both sides of the political frame to fight for a common cause. He then created an army from a group of all-right travelers trailer enthusiast Americans who tend towards the anti-government sentiment and set the stage for a civil war that aims to reclaim the principles set forth by our founding fathers. So Simon joins the military in a new volunteer program that is designed to reinforce an army that is reeling from government caught at the hands of a despotic president hell-bent on driving the seditionists Frink into oblivion. Simon finds out in the end that sometimes your worst enemies come from your most trusted leaders. Their fate will bring them together in a symbolic way that represents the unification of both sides of the current political extremes in this nation. And to see that, if you will, wipe away the hate, we are all fighting for the same thing. This political despotian story tracks straight out of the political event of today and poses the question where we go from here. And that's where the title comes from, Whither. So, just as Lincoln asked of the people in his house divided speech, Whither asks the questions whether we are heading towards a war that will tear us apart or a war that will unite us as a stronger and better nation. The answer is entirely up to us. That's very alluring. And I think if someone who is a military officer or someone in the army or any sort of government parastatals in the United States get to know about the synopsis, you'll be like, oh, I should get a book right away. That's very alluring. I love that. And I actually have to commend Captain Christopher German for that. He did well. So this book is available on Amazon. I left a review on the book on Amazon. You can check it in the description below with my name, Peter Okongwo. But before I move into my review on this book, I would like to give a kind of a short narration, like a summary of what it's all about, and to point out my most admirable protagonist in the novel, Simon Gates. I love him. I love the trait he possesses. I love his wife, Sarah. Simon Gates is actually someone who cannot make decision on himself except he had to consult his wife. And I think that made him a kind of a trait or a characteristic, I would call it. So, this book actually began by the first accident that Simon Gate had. This review is like I'm telling a story, but I won't be telling the story to the very end. So I'm gonna make it in kind of a short description or narration of Whither within Socks and his ex-girlfriend who was an alcoholic, who was she was a chronic alcoholic. She's an ardent, an habitual, I call it someone who's tucked into it, an addict alcoholic. And it was actually on this basis that she had a kind of a health complication, which ultimately led to her death. She eventually committed suicide, and Socks just went along with it. Though Socks love her so much, she seems to fall under the most admirable lady that she had. And when she died, he attended the burial, and her mother was blaming him for causing the death of her daughter. And I was like, how should that be? Your daughter is an alcoholic, and you know, Sullivan was even trying to help her because of the love he had for her. Okay, that about that. If I should start by narrating this novel, I'll have to start from the point whereby Simon Gate had an accident, the first accident, and I think that's where the story started from. That's where the story started from. And one thing I found about this book is that it reads like a movie. It reads like a military movie, and I think some filmmakers can find it very interesting. They might find it intriguing, and wow, like wanted to check it out if they should consider it for a movie production or not. So the story started from Simon Gates' first accident scenario where a couple was killed. The accident was actually caused by Sauce, and he was the one who killed the cop. So from there, when Simon get home, he told his wife about the incident of the accident, and from there they started developing some sort of fear in their heart. Even though Simon Gate was an insurance man, he owns an insurance company, and he has a very lovely wife, Sarah. I love Sarah's trait. Specifically, I love her trait. She added, her trait added more ticks to the book, and I so much admire it. So from there, Simon Gate, developed some kind of what's it called, fear in his heart, and until sometimes he would receive mails from people or from certain places about rumors of war, about how impedent the American is getting close to war. This is actually a fiction novel, so it's not a real life story. How the American is getting close to war, and how close they are to terrorist invasion, etc., etc. So on these basics, each mail or each message he received made him remember the scenario that happened in time past where he had an accident where a cop was killed, and even in that spot they thought he was the one who killed the cop. But eventually he was lucky to have a witness who told the policeman that he is not the killer. Someone else did it, and the person ran away with a van, a trunk. Yeah, a trunk. So from this point, he began to have a kind of messages, and to the point whereby he received a message if he would be able to volunteer himself to fight for the reclamation of America and free of charge without any form of payment from the government. And Simon was willing to do this after he discussed it thoroughly with his wife, because one of the traits I admire about Simon Gate is that he's a man that cannot make decision on himself without consulting his wife, without seeking the consent of his wife. And I think that added more charm to his characterization, even though that trait changed along the line in the novel when he eventually joined the army. He now became a man of himself, ready to fix the war. Simon was someone who would run away from reality. He's not a man that is ready to fix consequences or fix the music. But along the line, as the movie keep going on, his straight to characterization change along the line, and I love it. I love it. I'm not talking about this book entirely, even though the review seems as if as a narration because um, of the way it looks like. But I just love this book, and I'm sure you're gonna find it attractive. Also, you're gonna find it alluring. So to move from there, Simon, you know, like a joke, stitchily or stylishly, joined the military with the help, love of his wife, the prayers of his wife, and even though Sarah wasn't at right position, she wasn't really that most well I say concentrated or interested in it because she loved him and she wouldn't want to lose him. So from here, Simon joined the army, even though he was an insurance man. And let me move now. Let me switch to the section of course because this book is actually told in one chapter to the another chapter. Like a chapter will speak about the protagonist source, and the next chapter will talk about Simon Gate, and the next chapter will talk about source. So that's how the chapter keeps switching from one point to the other. That actually make me love the book. It reminded me of Ducks After Death by George G. Ramsell. I left the link in the description below also. You will love to read that. It's actually an horror movie, vampire adventure. I love it. I reviewed it, I think, last month very about. And I love the plot twist, the writing of the novel, and all this kind of characterization made me to love this author so much. And I was like, wow, these authors are very amazing. They are good at storytelling skills. So Abraham, what's it called? Captain Christopher Harjama also fall under this category, and I love the street about him. Very interesting. So, Sachs was the author of the terrorist claim to reclaim America. He worked with a particular president, which I think was contending with the current president as at that time, as told in the book. He wrote something which was published on social media, and before you know what is happening, it got leaked into the internet, and some people were telling him that even if the federal or the government saw it, they would query you for it. And that's how the plan started from. They set up the military with the aim to reclaim America there. And from this point, let me switch now into the section of Jamal where Cos met Jamal. So Jamal was someone who worked in a small organization thereabout with a penny being paid, and when source come about him, he's a black. I was like, oh yeah, I think you possess some characteristics that I love, and I think we can work together. So they became friends, and you know he offered Jamal a job, a weekly job of $1,000, and Jamal was very interested in it. He picked it up. He resigned his previous job, and continued with it. When he get home, he told his mother about it. Though Jama was someone about 24 years old, and he had a mother and two kid or three kid. I cannot remember. So from that point, when he got home, he told his mother. I love the trait that his mother possesses here. I was like, oh yeah, that's the trait that every woman or mother would actually possess. Actually, a very interesting novel. I solely recommend it. It's made up of 399 pages to about, and it asks a lot of things to tell us, talking about the history of American, talking about the story of Simon Goss and Simon Gate rather, and Cos and Cyrus. It's actually very interesting, and I love my time reading through the book. I so much admire it. And Captain Christopher R. Jarman seems to be an impressive novelist. I love his use of language, and everything is just quite very interesting. So here's it. With or Within, Captain Christopher R. Jarman, a novel that also have a sort of an inscription from Abraham Lincoln. If we could first know where we are and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do and how to do it. So the story went on and on and on. Jama was given the job, $1,000 weekly, and he volunteered. He accepted the offer to work in the army. He was serving as a second in command to Source, and from there they set up the military. So on the other way around, Simon Gate joined his own military, and from there he was trained, attend training, and I think 10 hours per week, something related to that. And from there, they set up the army. An army setup was going on over Southside section, another one was going on over Simon Gate section. That's one of the reasons I actually find the novel very intriguing because it looks like a movie, it feels like a movie. Well, I cannot really talk about this book to the entirety because it is more than I can describe. It is more than I can narrate. That's one of the reasons why I'm actually urging you, if you've not got a copy of Whither Within, to check it out on Amazon. It is available there for some few dollars. So the story go on and on, and the first attack was from Cyrus and Cos rather, and he raised an attack to one of the military setup. I included it in my review, whereby the house was destroyed. They entered, they invade the land, move out through the sea, and get everyone killed, even though part of the army of Sox here was killed too. One person, a lady, was captured. And that's how they waged another war again. But the second war they waged was not from Sox section, it was from somewhere different. And that's where the plot twist. The story seems to have an intriguing, captivating, and absorbing characteristics. Wanting to absorb whoever is reading it to check out the second series of the book because this is the first of the reclamation series, Whither Within. I think the second series will come up very soon. Once that is out, I'm gonna make an announcement here also on this channel, and I'm gonna get that also for review here. So that's how the story keep going on. Simon was eventually in the army. You know, he accepted the offer and he was willing to fight wholeheartedly to defend the curse of himself, his wife, his society, and his country at large. And that's how the story keep unfolding. I love it. I absolutely love it. You see, this review is different from the ones I've been making in time past. And even though the location seems a little bit different, but I'm solely recommending you to get out a copy of Whither Within on Amazon. You would love it. It is more than I can just. I don't want to talk about everything entirely because I don't like to narrate the story to the very end. I always love to leave my review spoiler free in the sense that the viewers will be willing to get a copy for themselves on Amazon. What else do I need to talk about this book? I think I shouldn't talk much about it. But if you are a military lover, a novel lover, a fiction lover, even a non-fiction lover, you're gonna find this book very interesting. Whither Within by Captain Christopher German, now available on Amazon. Okay, that about that. You know, my plan for last month was to reach 700 subscribers, and I'm currently below it. So, please, if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed to this channel, please do that. I would so much appreciate it. And let me know your thought about this book in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video. See you in my next video.